Hello viewer, today's story is about that time when we went to Gokarna. We got to see a mesmerizing sunrise reflecting on the waters of Aghanashini while on a train journey. The lush landscape and the shining golden sky with soft sunshine was a treat to the eyes. After arriving at Gokarna railway station, we took a taxi to our stay on the beach side. The resident cat welcomed us at our stay. The view from our rooms was like this. First, we freshened up and went to the temple. Our stay was at a walkable distance from the temple. We met two more cats on the way. After a delightful and blissful darshan of Lord Mahabaleshwara and Lord Mahaganapati, we walked back to our stay alongside the beach. It was very hot. We finally made it back to our room and freshened up for the next stop. We decided to go to two famous spots near Gokarna, Mirjan Fort and Yana Caves. Yana Caves was closed for tourists till the day before we arrived at Gokarna. To our luck, it opened on the day we decided to go there. Our first stop was at Mirjan Fort. Due to monsoons, the fort looked beautiful, covered in green. It is said that Mirjan Fort was built by the Pepper Queen Rani Channabhairava Devi of Gerasoppa in the 16th century. However, there are many other versions regarding its history. The fort is built on the banks of river Aghanashini. It has 4 entrances and many interlinking wells. There is a flag post at the center of the fort. The walls of the fort is built with laterite stones and the fort is double walled. It has large staircases that lead to different areas. We spent some good time here. There was a light drizzle as well, and it was time for our next stop. Around 30 kilometers from Mirjan Fort was situated the marvelous Yana Caves. Bless our luck, it had opened that day after being closed for the monsoons till the day before. It was very uncertain about it being open on the days we would be in Gokarna. We went there in the evening. Our entry was from the Shirsi side, which was a shorter trek route out of the 2 routes to reach the cave. There is a parking space for both entry gates. We walked along the path leading to Yana Caves. It was around 1.5 kilometers to reach the cave entrance. The road was quite slippery and muddy due to rain. This is slippery here. Be careful. We could get the first glimpse of the Mohini Shikhara from here. There are 2 rock formations here, Bhairaveshwara Shikhara and Mohini Shikhara. We had to walk slowly here, one step at a time, because it was very, very slippery. A better view of the Mohini Shikhara. It is said to be 90 meters high. A little further down, we could see the first view of the Bhairaveshwara Shikhara. Because we came from the Shirsi side trek route, we missed the entrance to Mohini Shikhara and a Ganapati temple which is on the other trek route. Mohini Shikhara and that is Bhairaveshwara Shikhara. Oh, sorry, sorry. So beautiful. Yes. We had to climb few steps to go inside the cave of Bhairaveshwara Shikhara. Bhairaveshwara Shikhara is 120 meters in height. Since the cave entrance is connected to the temple dedicated to Lord Shiva, you are not allowed to wear footwear. The route through the cave is also a parikrama pathway of the temple shrine. We are expected to maintain silence here due to a lot of honeycombs in the premises. It was raining lightly and the experience was phenomenal. The caves looked absolutely stupendous. Yana Caves are two massive rock outcrops that are composed of solid black crystalline karst limestone. Bhairaveshwara Shikhara has a 3-meter wide opening that makes it a cave. It is connected to the temple where a Swayambhu Shivalinga and Devi Chandika are worshipped. A famous story from the Puranas is that there was an Asura named Bhasmasura who got a boon from Lord Shiva that whosoever's head is touched by him, they turn to ash. To test his boon out of greed, he proceeds to touch Lord Shiva's head. To get rid of this Asura, Lord Vishnu assumes the form of a beautiful lady Mohini and appears before him. Struck by the beauty of this gorgeous Mohini, he tries to pursue her, to which she says she would be impressed only if he can dance like her. He agrees to this and tries to copy her dance. Mohini smartly places her hand on her head as a dance gesture, which the Asura copies and turns into ash immediately, making his own boon the cause of his death. It is believed that this was the place where this event occurred, and due to the fire that burned Bhasmasura, the soil around got blackened. These magnificent caves are truly a delight to the eyes. Spring water trickles over the Shivalinga in the temple below that emerges as a small stream called Chandihole, which eventually merges with Aghanashini. The entrance to the cave is on the left side and the exit is on the right. Like I told earlier, it is a path that serves as a parikrama of the Shivalingam in the temple. The entry to the cave is accessible after entering the temple. We came out of the cave only to witness a fascinating close-up view of the cave top. The trail was very slippery throughout, so we had to walk slowly and carefully. The slipperiness was mainly due to the monsoon rains. There is a temple dedicated to Lord Venugopala Swami here. It was closed when we went, so we just did a namaskaram from outside and moved on. We had finished seeing Bhairaveshwara Shikhara, now it was us completing the pathway back to the entrance. There were steps and it was sheltered. The views were marvelous. I was too excited because this place was on my bucket list for so long, and finally I could witness it, and it did not disappoint me even one bit. We were almost at the ending of the trail. And we were back at our starting point. Next, we were heading towards Mohini Shikhara. Since it was almost closing time, we couldn't go till the entrance of Mohini Shikhara, as a result of which we didn't get to see its cave insides. Also, at that time we were unaware that Mohini Shikhara had an entrance and we could enter it, and it was only accessible through the other trek route, which is from the Kumta side. Since it was almost getting dark and we had to return back to our parking spot, we only went through a little distance and we came back. So unfortunately we missed seeing the inside of Mohini Shikhara as well as the Ganapati temple nearby. Since it was getting dark and also raining, we did not take the risk of exploring further. This route along which we went to see Mohini Shikhara is the Kumta side trek route, and I believe that this route leads to another parking spot or another entrance from the main road. Anyways, I'm not sure about that.
What was that? That got recorded.
We then headed back, clicked some pictures, and went back to the parking spot along the same way we came. It was truly a wonderful visit to these caves. By the time we left, there was still some daylight left, but the sun had set. We then headed back to our stay at Gokarna after having a good dinner. And that's about how we spent our first day of our Gokarna trip.